That Easter, we're having breakfast, and my daughter made a breakfast for us. 5-year-old can do, 6-year-old. She made breakfast, and she had a little card sitting on the plate. And we opened it up and read it, and at the time, we're bereaved parents, we're shocked, we're numb, didn't know, oh, this is nice, she made us a card. But when I found this 5 years ago, back in all these things, and I looked at this card again, and I said, OMG, I could not believe this card. It says, to Mom and Dad. And look at the drawing, it's real close to Kelly's. To Mom and Dad, please don't be sad just for me. I hope you are happy. I love you, and I am glad up in heaven, but I miss you. I make Megan do it, but I put it in her brain. And Kelly said, Happy Easter, Mom and Dad. She came through, my son came through my daughter to give us a card. I know it. I didn't believe it at the time. I didn't even know it at the time. I didn't recognize it. We were too numb. Now I realize that he actually used his sister to give us this message. If you look at the pictures, Kelly's handwriting, Megan's handwriting. Kelly's drawing, Megan's drawing. These are his old tumor fighting pictures. She didn't see these. These were put away in the trunk. But it's amazing the similarities between this drawing that she did. And then the pièce de résistance in my life that has buoyed me up more than anything in my life. And I mentioned psychics because I've never gone to one. But that doesn't prevent psychics from calling me. And this woman called, said from high school, and said, Mitch, do you remember me from high school? And I said, barely. She was a cheerleader, and I was not in that group. And so I said, oh, I think I know who you are. And she said, well, I've written a book. My son died, so I wrote a book about it. I went to a publisher. I happened to go to your publisher. He gave me your card, so I'm calling you. Should I do my book? So we talked about book stuff, and then at the end she said, well, my book's about, I became a professional psychic after my son died. And so that's what the book's about. And she said, by the way, Kelly's coming to you right now and says, guess what? Kelly's coming back to your family. Congratulations. You're going to be a grandpa again. I said, what? So I sped dial my daughter right away. I said, Megan, what aren't you telling me? And I told her what happened. She goes, oh, Dad, she's out of her mind. I'm on the pill. My husband's out of a job. Our house is in foreclosure. And we have a 4-year-old to take care of. We're not having another baby. It's not in the cards. A month later, she said, Dad, I missed my period. I had an EPT test, 3 of them, and it's positive. And I went to the doctor. The due date was November 16th, Kelly's birthday. We get to the November 16th. We're in Florida with Alan. No baby. Come home and say, oh, I thought it was going to be born on his birthday. No, she was 2 weeks late. They were going to have to induce. But she didn't have to induce. She was going to induce the next day. She went into labor on midnight, December 1st, his 23rd angel day. And my granddaughter was born on his death day. And they named her Olivia Kelly. And she looks like my Kelly. And she's a little bulldog. I mean, she's 3 years old now, and she pulls wings flies off, and she smashes bugs, and she beats up her 6-year-old sister. You know, and it's just amazing. You know, I don't know what it all means. The only thing I take from it is that Kelly said, Dad, after 23 years, you don't need to lock yourself up in the house and cry all day. Celebrate life. Have a birthday party. And so that's what we do now. Today we celebrate his death day with a cake, and we smile, and it's been the blessing in our life that I've never thought would ever happen. So be open. There is life after death on both sides of the equation, for us and for them. It's our charge to keep them alive in the world. It's their charge to enliven us and keep us ever present and feeling their joy, their heart within us. And you can all experience this if you just be open and ask. Thank you very much.